Hello, Stardusted Souls. I wanted to make a video today because I haven't made an update in a while. So much has happened and I haven't made a video. Thanks for joining me. I am the Oracle of Apollo, and I'm sorry I got distracted by a text message because my friend's running my event tonight. I'm the Oracle of Apollo, Reiki Master, Teacher, Integrated Energy Therapy Master Teacher, Reverend. And so if you haven't been to my channel, I tell you all about my experiences that happen through me through my everyday experiences as far as spirituality goes and manifestation and things like that. So today I want to talk about the glitch in the matrix. The irony, there's sugar on my rim. The irony of that, right? Because everyone goes, oh my God, you're the Oracle. And they go, the Matrix is the first thing everybody always jumps to when they hear my name. And my thoughts behind that is, I've never seen the Matrix. Oh my God, I'm gonna get so many looks right now. I've never seen it. We tried watching The Matrix the other day with me and some spiritual friends, and we made it to like an hour and 5 minutes. And that's because energy started happening and we got sidetracked, and it was just. So this is not, I want to rewind a little bit. This is not the first time that I've had a glitch in the Matrix. You can see I'm in my pajamas, and I'm not apologizing for being in my pajamas. It's not the first time I've had a glitch in the Matrix. I feel as though it is true that when you have deja vu, that it is a glitch in the Matrix and something has changed. But one time I'll tell you two different short stories. One time I was at Lardner Point Park, which is not too far from my house. I live in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, and it's like it's right on the water because I live very close to the water, like 5-minute drive maybe. And there's like a pier. So who was I with that night? I don't remember who I was with that night. Maybe my life partner. And we're at the pier. We walk on the pier. It's a full moon this night. And when I had looked up at the sky, you know the honeycombs, like from the bees? They have like the octagonal shape inside. So when I looked up at the sky, I saw a giant, I mean, I don't even know how to say how big it was because it was in the sky. So you know when you're looking up at things, they seem like smaller than what they are because of the distance. But it was like a giant honeycomb. It was holographic looking. And what I mean by holographic looking, it was like, if you ever seen Hunger Games, like when they're looking at that sphere around them when they're all enclosed inside that stadium thing where they're supposed to fight and kill each other. I forgot which. I think it was like the last Hunger Games, but I could be wrong. Or the second to the last Hunger Games. But it looks like that. Like it has like a sheen. It has a clear border. It has a clear defined border. And it has like, it was nighttime and it had like a bluish resin, like a bluish color to it. Like, when you look at oil inside of like water, and it has like the sheen, that like color sheen on top of it. So yeah, so that was my first time seeing anything like that. And so you guys know I wasn't on drugs and I don't have a psychological condition. These are just experiences that are being opened up to me as I continue to work on myself and develop. And at that was quite some time ago already. So another experience, that there was I wouldn't know if this was a glitch in the matrix. Now that's not relevant to today's topic. All right, so let's fast forward to what happened yesterday. I didn't set up any examples for you today, so I just kind of woke up really excited, and I woke up and I just came over here and I was like, I just want to talk about this. And so I got my cup of tea, and this is where we at. So it's interesting. Oh, yes, I remember that time. So one time I was at this bar, and I go to bars quite often, and I actually have been 5 years sober. I don't drink. It'll be 5 years March 22nd this year. And I don't drink, but I like to go for karaoke, and like people always like, you go to a bar and you don't drink, and I'm just like, I like karaoke, you know, like this is where karaoke's at, so therefore, you know, I buy my little soda, and like I really don't drink soda either, so like when I'm at the bar, that's my little like, ooh, I'm drinking a soda, you know. And it's packed with sugar, so you're like wired. But I was at the bar, and this guy came up to me, and he's like, oh, you sing so beautiful, blah 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 blah, you know. And that's not unusual when I go out, you know. People always approach me when I go out. I'm very receptive to that, and I let people talk to me, and that's fine. Especially like when you're singing, because you know, it like highlights you out of a place where there's strangers, and while you're singing, people kind of get to familiarize themselves with you, and they want to come talk to you afterwards. So he was like, oh, give me a hug. And he was quite sloshed. He was pretty sloshed. He was pretty drunk at that point. Not like super sloppy drunk where you're like, but he was definitely intoxicated. And normally I'm just like, this is when I was learning my boundaries, and this was this is relevant because it was a glitch in the matrix. This is when I was learning about my boundaries, and normally I would be like, yeah, you know, whatever, give the person a hug. But then, as I was about to answer, in my inner vision, but broadcasted externally, I hope that makes sense, it's like superimposed imagery on like what's happening in your visual, in your actual vision, in your eyes, to the surrounding area. So like if I'm looking around my room, I'm gonna see my room, right? But a superimposed visual is gonna be whatever I'm seeing in here, and the room kind of just fades away. So like, you know, all of these borders and lines are gone. And what I saw was two possibilities. And not only, oh, so much energy is coming down right now. And not only did I see two possibilities, but I saw outcomes as well. So I saw the possibility of hugging him. This is simultaneous at the same time, like split screen, like when you play video and you have split screen. So let's just say on the left side, I saw the possibility of hugging him, and then the embrace, and then the feeling of remorse in the sense that I didn't want to hug him, and I only did it because he asked. And I feel like we're taught that since we're small, and I'm not going to go into that too much, but I feel like we're taught that when we're small, you know, when your parents introduce you to everybody, oh, here's this person hugging them, so and so and so. So you kind of become conditioned to obliging someone who's like, oh, hug me. So anyways, again, this is a back long ago when I was learning my boundaries, and when in learning I could say no. And I know a lot of women still who struggle with this. I burned myself on that one. Ow. Okay. Then the right side was the possibility of saying no, and then seeing the outcome of feeling good and confident and grounded in my decision. And it was like, it felt like a long time had passed, but I know it was only a moment that this all happened simultaneously. And when he said that, I said, no, I'm okay. No thanks. But I gave him a fist bump. So it was like that. It was just like, okay, I can give you a fist bump and whatever, because I knew I am chesty. Okay, I have been chesty for a long time. So growing up, what I learned was, or what I experienced, not what I learned, because we all learn things differently. But what I experienced was that people would embrace you just to press your chest against them, and it became very uncomfortable for me, and I started to hate hugs. So yeah, so that was another time that I had a glitch in the matrix, and I told him no thanks or whatever, and I felt good about it. But I remember being in that moment going, what the hell happened? Like, wow, like I was in awe in that moment, and just like, I can't believe this. That this was actually happening, that I, told my friends about it. I was like, I can't believe that, there was dual realities happening simultaneously. And this was quite some time ago. If I had to give it a time frame, maybe like 2 years or 3 years. I'm not really sure, because haven't gone to that place in a long time, so it feels like quite a bit of time has passed. So yesterday, the day before yesterday, and I was sitting in my bed, and at nighttime I do my channeling for myself, where I connect to my guides and I listen for my messages, and I usually record that and put it into like a private file for myself. And I think one day it will be a part of a book that I write. Well, I know it will be part of a book that I write. So I heard a voice, and I was trying to find my higher self, which is Pythia, right? Because I'm her incarnation in this lifetime, so she's my soul, which is the high priestess of Apollo from ancient Greece. And I heard, I heard it clairaudiently, like in words, externally or externalized, and it was, wait for Pythia. It was supposed to be, wait for Pythia to speak with you. And instead of wait for Pythia to speak with you, it was like when you're lagging, or like you have a CD, if you remember what CDs are, and it kind of like skips and then like re-hits that little spot. So it was like, wait for Pythia to speak with you. Wait for Pythia. And I was just like, what in the world is that? Because that's never happened to me before. And I was just like, whoa, if that's not a glitch in the matrix, I don't know what is. I feel like I'm just like hunched over leaning, because I have pillows behind me and I'm kind of like leaning sideways, but you can't tell. So I don't know. So I'm just like, whoa. So I'm listening very intently as a giant amount of birds fly out in front of my window, of crows, or they might just be regular birds, but they're black birds. There's like 100 maybe. That's pretty cool. So I already understood that sound, or that skip, was a change in something, and I had to be prepared to listen to what had changed. The last few days I have been clairaudiently listening to an unborn child that I have. I'm not pregnant. I've never been pregnant, that I know of. And, well, this lifetime anyways, right? And I've been hearing her talk to me and call me mommy, and I'm just like, whoa, what is happening? Why am I hearing this little girl call me mommy these last couple of days? And so, I was just living through the experience and trying to accumulate information so I could figure out what's happening. And this all ties into this glitch in the matrix. So I'm listening, and I start to see an alternative timeline where I should have given birth the day before yesterday. An alternative but simultaneous timeline. So I think that's like really interesting to note, as well as very important, that it was just not an alternative but simultaneous. I was shown when I was in the Army. I was in the Army for quite a while, pretty much a decade. And I was 17 turning 18, or just turned 18. And we were getting deployed to Iraq, and it was like in the middle of like everything. This was a long time ago. And I was in the doctor's office, and the doctor said I was fit to go. Now, this is the alternative timeline, because at the time, the doctor did not let me go. But in this timeline, the doctor does let me go, and so I go. In this timeline, an IED catches us, and there is an explosion, and I see all of us coming out, trying to come out of the Humvee, and I see myself pretty battered and injured from the IED. And that is when I meet for the first time in this timeline, alternate timeline, Archangel Michael. So in my normal timeline, the first angel I met externally was Raphael, internally Michael. And I say internally because it was the vision that set all the visions off. So yeah, so this is what I saw. I saw myself battered, injured, and I don't know if I'm dying or gonna die or what. But someone that I don't know now, that I would have met there, comes over and I guess saves me, or, you know, transport me to wherever I need to go for help. And that person, I would have married that person. And I would have given birth to their child 2 days ago. So yeah, that was my alternative timeline. So that was the mommy that I had been hearing for several days, and all this baby stuff that had been coming, as well as the glitch in the matrix, listening clairaudiently to that skipping sound, showing that there was something changed, and then seeing that timeline. It was just surreal, and I was just like, wow, like wow, I was blown away what my life would be like now had that happened. But also in that timeline, I would have also been in business with something with credit cards. I'm not sure if I was making like an app or like something like that, but it was something to do with credit cards, and it seemed like it was a very lucrative business. So what are your stories about your glitches in the matrix? Have you had any deja vus? Have you noticed the circumstances around your deja vus and why they're happening? Had something recently changed in your lifetime? I mean, in your life, that you had that deja vu? I don't know. Let me know below. I would like to hear your stories. But that's pretty much my story about my glitch in the matrix the last 2 days. A lot has happened. So yeah, sorry I'm not posting as much. I just haven't found too much time to do it. So yes. But thank you anyways for being here. May you all go in love, light, and wisdom to know their self, love their self, and remember the divine always has your back. Ciao.